Good morning and welcome to the most wonderful show you'll ever see. And it's the Treva
and Kevin show. What an exciting time to be with you this morning, Treva. Good to see you as always.
I'm telling you, I'm very excited about today's show and our guest today.
Yeah, we've got some very talented individuals going to be on the show today. And so you'll be sure and pull up the chair, turn on the TV, don't walk out because you don't want to
Please
miss
don't walk out. No,
portion of it.
That's right. Well, our first guest, her name is Judge Rachael Mann. I know you're applauding because we are too. And she is the Davidson County General Sessions Judge for Division 8. She is also a diabetic, and we're going to talk about diabetes and managing your health because that's so important to take care of the you that's within you.
Yes.
And she's living her best life. I feel that she is because she is making a difference in our community, Kevin. So please welcome Judge Rachael Mann.
Hi, Judge. Welcome today. So good to see you.
Can we call you Judge Rachael?
That would be fine.
I know we're excited. It's early in the morning and we haven't had our coffee yet, but we're so excited to have you.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Thank you for asking me to be a guest today.
Thank you for being here. So talk about the road to becoming the Davidson County General Sessions Judge for Division 8. Talk about that journey to get there.
Well, started out, I think at a very young age. I was very committed to making sure things were done right and that both sides were heard. So I remember being in 4th grade, went to St. Pius Catholic school, and the nun at that time told the children, don't talk. And so there was one kid, a little boy, that was nudging and trying to make some other girls like picking on him. And so the nun, she went on and put a mark on the board for the guy that was doing that and also the little girl. And when we had a break, I went up to the nun and I said, Sister Ann, such and such wasn't really, she wasn't doing anything. She just told them to leave her alone.
Wow, come on.
And the sister said, well, I told them for nobody to talk under any circumstance. I said, well, I don't think that was fair. So I went home, I was infuriated, I was very frustrated.
I loved it.
My mom said, well, Rachel, you're gonna realize that sometimes in life things aren't fair. But that we have a judicial system, we have a system that allows both sides to be heard, and we have lawyers to advocate. So she started talking to me about a few things where there was an opportunity for both sides to be heard, where justice could be afforded. And we talked about God and we talked about a few other things. But she also reiterated to me that there are going to be circumstances where life wasn't fair, but that God will appoint and have people that will make sure that justice was fair. So over the time of my life, course of my life, I was always that kid. If there was a person that had Down syndrome or a person that had some kind of disability, that kid, if they were getting picked on, I would, because I was one of the cool kids or the kid that was very popular, played basketball, and was very popular. So I would make sure I walked with that kid. And make sure that people would stop making fun of them, stop bullying them, and that would take up for them. So I was always very concerned about things being done fair, everybody having an opportunity for life to be treated equally. So I think I was wired this way.
That's good. You know, Judge, everybody has a sense of justice inside them, and they know what's fair and what's right. And when someone is treated unfairly or there is injustice, there's something inside us as Tennesseans, as Americans, that makes us want to stand up. So when I hear you share this from a young person, it is so beautiful because it's the truth. It goes right back to what is the truth. What's fair and what's justice.
That's right. So since a young age, you've been standing up for justice.
Yes.
I love that. Now, something else happened when you were young. You were diagnosed with diabetes. And talk about that. What was it like and what age were you? How old were you?
I was 13 years old. Very, very avid basketball player, so very, very committed to sports. And I was having the normal symptoms, using the restroom a lot, very thirsty, losing a lot of weight. And I was in school, 8th grade, and we were talking about symptoms for different diseases. And I remember telling my mom, hey, I'm thirsty. Seems like I'm using the restroom a lot. I wonder if I'm diabetic. And so we went over to my godfather's house, and back then they had those ketone test strips. So we tested my urine on the ketone test strip, and my sugar levels were high. So then we went to go see the doctor, and they realized that I had a blood sugar level of 609.
Whoa.
And they admitted me into the hospital, and I stayed there for a week. During that time, the doctors realized that I had a very good optimistic spirit, and that I believe that even though this happened to me, there's a way for me to still live my life and overcome this. And so at that time, because of my joyous attitude, even though I had been faced with an obstacle, they asked me to be the Vanderbilt Children's Youth Ambassador for Vanderbilt Children's Hospital at that age. So I did that to the age of 18. And always worked with the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation and become one of the spokespersons. I'm still working with the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. I was one of their board members now.
We have a wonderful guest today. She is an artist. She's talented, a songwriter.
Yeah.
She writes songs.
She might write a song about me, and you
That's right. That's right. That's right. How I can't take it anymore. But anyhow, she has a new project that's out, and it's entitled "Proud of Me," and we're so proud of her. Please welcome Rachael Mann.
Hi, Rachel.
Hello.
I'm glad to see you.
Thank you.
You are amazing.
Thank you.
We love your music.
Thank you very much.
Where does this title come from? Proud of me. I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you.
Where does it come from?
Well, when I was working in the studio with my producer, Trey, he was saying, you know, I've always had this idea about a song called Proud of Me. And we wanted to write it as a standpoint of one of these days, I know that I'm going to have to see God in the face.
yeah.
We all will.
We all will. So I do want him to say that he's proud. And we also wrote it as a standpoint of, you know, a lot of my songs, they may not necessarily have God in every word, but if you were to hear it on the radio station, regardless if you're living for God or not, that song can encourage you.
Yes.
And that's what we wanted it to do. But in the main purpose of the whole song is that one of these days, I want God to say he's proud.
Amen.
Awesome. And now we've got some information. We'll have it, how they can get in touch with you for your music.
Yes.
And it's amazing. We need you to check it out and listen, because that's what, Rachael, your music does. It inspires people.
Yes.
And also, I love it because you work out. I'm proud of you because this woman
Wait a
is
minute.
fit. You got to get Kevin in shape.
Yeah,
I'm going
please.
to try
Get him in
to.
shape.
Tell
Hey,
it.
hey. Eat right, exercise.
Yes.
Get as much sleep as you can.
No, he's looking great.
I was thinking
Don't
about
boo
just get
me.
up and
Don't boo
sing.
me. He's great. Kevin looks amazing. That's
He
right.
does look great.
good.
Yes. Okay.
He does. And so do you, Treva.
Oh well,
You look
thank you,
awesome.
thank you. So where do you get your beauty from? Where do you?
Are
come
you
on.
kidding me? You're so sweet.
Yes. I mean, we got to
We
toss
want the
it up.
secret. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah,
my gosh,
that's
y'all are
right.
too
Help
nice.
out Kevin and I. Come on.
Well, I'll say this. I did have my hair and makeup done before I came here.
Yes.
But thank you. But I have, you know, my parents.
Great genes.
My parents look amazing. My dad is in his 50s and he looks like he's in his 30s.
Oh,
I
my.
mean, he's not even gray.
And you know,
yet.
50 is young.
It is.
It's not
I was
old.
gonna tell it
No,
one
that's
time.
right. 50 is young.
You know, she reminds me, I was thinking about the last time we heard her sing at the concert hall there at Ospey, and it rocked the entire auditorium. So that voice, it's a gift from God.
Yeah.
You know, do you really believe that we can train it? We can tweak it a little
Sure.
bit
Okay.
through our training, but it's a
Yes.
gift from God.
That's right.
And that's why it's exciting for you to say, you know, you've got this new CD released.
Yeah.
And so what are you going to tell the viewing audience today about all those out there? Some people say, well, one day that's my goal.
Yeah.
I want to write
Yeah.
a song and I
Yeah.
want to get it released and I
Yeah.
want to. So tell us,
Well, for me, I grew up singing since I was 7.
how'd you get your start? Tell
Well,
them.
okay, here's my start. I was 7 years old, and I was asked to sing in my 2nd grade play in my class.
Oh,
School.
For school. And I didn't even know I could sing. I didn't ask for it. Nobody in my family sings. So I was asked to be one of the people to sing in it, and my role was 7 swans of swimming. And so I was 7 years old, 7 swans of swimming, 2nd grade, and I remember singing that line, and vividly, I still remember it to this day. And that is when I first remember I started singing. And then from then on, I loved it so much. I trained myself, basically.
Self-trained.
I never took lessons until I was 18.
Okay.
And so
Wow.
I took them for about 6 months, and then I kind of learned the techniques, and I just did it from there. And
So
Now, did
how
you
do you-
learn to sing in the church?
Okay.
yeah, I grew up singing in choir at church.
Okay.
My first solo was at 10, and I sang Michael
Wow.
W. Smith's "Somebody Love Me," because he was my biggest inspiration as a young kid. Like
I was going to ask you that. Yeah.
I grew up.
Because everyone has an
Yes.
they have someone who inspires
They have
them.
a moment of inspiration
Yeah.
and a person who inspired me. And
Yeah.
that's why
Yes.
I love hearing this. So many, you know, they say, well, I'd like to be a singer. Then they need to get their children invested in
Yeah.
the church
They
and get
do.
some opportunities.
They do.
Okay.
And what's so cool is that actually last year, either this year or last year, I don't remember, but I was asked to sing background from Michael W. Smith's Cracker Barrel album.
Yeah.
And so
That's
it's out in
big.
Cracker Barrel right now, and he came in the studio, and you know, I met him before, but I was able to actually sing on an album that he recorded, and it just was
Beautiful.
full circle. God just opened that door.